How does experimental probability compare to theoretical probability? Think about this question during the lesson. Talia and Yoshi plan for 1 out of 8, or 12.5%, of the players winning a prize. During the school fair, they kept track of the numbers of total players and winners, and they recorded the data in the table shown here. How does the actual number of winners compare to the expected number of winners? The first step is to determine the relative frequency of winners during each time period. The relative frequency is the ratio of the number of times an event occurs to the total number of trials. In this case, it is equal to the ratio of the number of winners to the total number of players. We can find the relative frequency for each time period and for the total number of contestants. The relative frequency from 10 to noon is about 10 3/10%. The relative frequency from noon to 2 is about 13 7/10%. So the relative frequency for the entire day will be between 10 3/10 and 13 7/10. For the total number of contestants, the relative frequency is 58 over 475, or about 12 2/10%. The relative frequency of an event can also be called experimental probability. Which value is greater in this situation, the experimental probability or the theoretical probability?
Select your answer.
The experimental probability of winning the game is 12 2/10%. This is slightly lower than the theoretical probability, which is 1/8, or 12 1/2%. The game had 58 winners out of 475 players. There were slightly fewer winners than Talia and Yoshi expected. Now you know how experimental probability is similar to